because human rights are not a bargaining chip. And if you disagree, I want you in the comments to tell me which of your rights would you give up so that the Dems could win, because you're not affected by this shit, at least not yet, but they're coming for you. So there's some controversy lately regarding the Ohio governorship race, and unfortunately, Amy Acton the other day came out with a very transphobic take talking about how boys shouldn't be in girls' sports. Now that in itself is not necessarily noteworthy. There are plenty of bad Dem takes, but Aaron Reed from Aaron in the Morning, really great publication on tracking trans-related issues. Definitely go check that out if you want to stay informed about the community and the threats that we face. But I first heard about that reporting from her on Blue Sky, and this morning I woke up to something that motivated me to make this video. Apparently, Reproductive Freedom for All is proud to endorse Dr. Amy Acton for governor of Ohio. Aaron commented on that and said, wild to drop this endorsement in the middle of Amy Acton's exploding controversy over calling trans girls boys. And somebody else commented on that saying, I understand your disappointment, but why do you want to undermine the Democrat in this race? You think Ramaswamy will have your back? These purity tests are what gave us Trump and his Supreme Court. Aside from that being a bad take to begin with, my response was, purity tests? Fuck off. This is our lives and we're under systematic attack. The Lemkin Institute declared a while back that we're in the process of being genocided in this country. How fucking out of touch and inhumane. Our lives are not bargaining chips. Aaron has exactly the right take. And if you scroll through the thread, this person is just getting ripped apart, not just by trans people, but also by allies. I understand you're upset in our proposal to throw you into a wood chipper if elected, but why can't you look past that to see the good things that we plan to do? Besides, you can't let those other people win, can you? They'd put you in a wood chipper. Wild of you to demand trans people sacrifice their safety for your comfort. What you're calling a purity test is what the rest of us call basic human dignity. And this one really gets to the heart of it. The Democrat in this race undermined herself. She chose to publicly espouse a bigoted viewpoint. It is not the responsibility of the targets of her bigotry to absolve her. It is the responsibility of the bigot to fix her own heart. And I get it from people who maybe you consider yourself an ally and you have no problem with trans people existing and this, that, whatever, especially when it comes to adults. Adults can choose to do whatever they want. And then you say, yeah, well, like the bathroom issue and maybe the sports issue, like you guys should be able to compromise, right? It's like, we're not taking away all your rights, right? It's only fair, blah, blah, blah. You can give this up in order to, appease the opposition. Here's the thing that you guys don't understand. There has been a concerted effort that has been going on for years, since at least 2012, of anti-trans individuals and anti-trans orgs. Coordinated, money-backed efforts. First, they tried to stir up controversy about bathrooms. This was, way before trans issues were even on the map, but trans people were starting to become more accepted, more visible. There's people who don't like that. And so they tried to go for bathrooms and get a bathroom ban and stuff. And I think it was in South Carolina or something. It was a very conservative state and it didn't work. People were like, get the fuck out of here. Like, this is stupid, And then, they tried different things. Eventually they landed on sports, and then they went back to the bathroom stuff, and that finally started catching as well. So the thing is that this whole debate, this whole argument around trans rights, especially when it comes to bathrooms and sports, is 100% fabricated. 100% fabricated by bad actors. And then you're coming to us and saying,
well, hey, because these bad actors have made this into a big societal issue, even though that's not any of trans people's fault at all, you guys should still be willing, despite no scientific evidence to support those bad actors' positions in sports and in bathrooms, you guys should be willing to give that up, take one for the team in order to get more blue wins.
They want to erase us. They're not just coming for sports and bathrooms. That was to get their foot in the door. That should be very, very clear with other moves that have been made, especially by the Supreme Court with gutting the Voting Rights Act, the overturning of Roe. They're going to probably be coming for Obergefell at some point. They're already trying. There is a concentrated effort in this country by bad actors and right-wing elements to take us back, not just trans people. We are the first targets, and the first target within that target is sports and bathrooms. You hold the fucking line. There is no compromise on this because it's not an issue to begin with. There's no scientific backing. There's no basis. You hold the line because human rights are not a bargaining chip. And if you disagree, I want you in the comments to tell me which of your rights would you give up so that the Dems could win, because you're not affected by this shit, at least not yet, but they're coming for you. And if you want to say, oh, trans women in women's spaces is violating the rights of cis women, number one, no, it's fucking not. Number two, you never complain about fucking trans men. And number three, trans women in women's spaces are not a threat. If I go into a bathroom, I'm not a threat to anybody. And that's not just me, that's statistically. There's no statistical data pointing to us being a threat. And if you're going to blame cisgender men dressing up as trans women, they would do that even if we didn't exist. That has nothing to do with us, you're fucking victim blaming. When it comes to sports, contrary to popular belief and seeming common sense, the overwhelming amount of data we have, including a meta-analysis that came out a little while ago, shows no unfair advantage. People don't understand. People think like, oh, I'm just going to say I'm a woman and then go beat women's sports. No. When you are on estrogen, or the other way for trans men, you're on testosterone, changes happen in the body at every level. Our bodies become physically, chemically, biologically much more closely in line with our cisgender counterparts, except we don't develop the reproductive organs because we can't do that. But literally, like, our blood proteins, like my blood proteins right now are closer to a cisgender woman's compared to before when I wasn't transitioning. There's research showing that. It only takes 6 months for that to happen. That's just one small example. So even though it may not be intuitive, no, we do not have unfair advantage in sports once we transition long enough. Especially if you're talking about children who haven't gone through fucking puberty yet, or if you're talking about a trans youth who is of pubertal age who's on puberty blockers, definitely no unfair advantage there. Check my link tree. I have links to a bunch of information like this, basic science, easily accessible. Please inform yourselves to be better allies, not just for our sake, but for your sake. Because as I said, they're coming for you.